He woke up in the morning as usual, rubbed his eyes, and went to the window. He breathed in the freshness of the dawn air, but suddenly collapsed without a sound. Without warning or pain, only silence. The heart, which had been beating smoothly all his life, failed just once, exactly when it was no longer possible to change anything. The doctors said, "Blocked blood vessels." His family was perplexed because he ate right, did not drink alcohol, and did not smoke. No one noticed that small mistakes had been deposited on his plate for years. Seemingly harmless habits were in fact slowly destroying him from the inside, and this is where the main danger lies. The heart does not scream or give alarm signals. It works in silence until it gives up. However, everything could have turned out differently. One doctor, who saved thousands of hearts, discovered a different path that can be followed at 60 and 90 years old. His name is Leonid Boceria, and what he created is not a miracle, but a simple and real system that can save lives. If you care about your health or the health of your loved ones, support us. Subscribe, write in the comments 1 if this story was useful, or 0 if not. This will help us improve. Your support inspires us to share knowledge that changes destinies. Now about the man who became a symbol of the heart that does not know aging. Leonid Antonovich Boceria is a doctor who performed thousands of open-heart surgeries. He watched how it dies and how it comes to life again. He understood how fragile it is and did everything not to let his own heart down. He got up early, was already on his feet at 6 in the morning. This is not a whim, but strict discipline. Since childhood, Leonid had developed a habit of saying with a slight smile, "You need to fit 2 days into 1 day." In fact, while others were just starting to wake up, he was already doing exercises, having breakfast, reading the news, and heading to the operating room. It was not the volume of work that was important, but the energy with which he carried it out. His gaze remained lively. His gait did not betray his age. At 90, Leonid seemed more cheerful than many 60-year-olds. The key to this was hidden in the little things, in diet, activity, time to go to bed, and internal state. He was not just a doctor, but a living example of how to live a long, high-quality life with pleasure. Leonid's mornings began differently than most. He didn't rush to coffee or food, but did one simple action available to everyone, which, according to him, laid the foundation for health. It seems simpler than it seems, and this is where changes begin. The first habit was a glass of warm water immediately after waking up. As soon as he opened his eyes, he took the glass left by the bed the night before. No news, phone, or coffee, just water. He didn't wait for the body to wake up on its own, but helped it gently and clearly. Why is this so important? At night, the body loses moisture, the blood becomes thicker, and the vessels lose elasticity. 1 glass of warm water makes the blood thinner, improves circulation, and reduces the load on the heart. This is not just a habit, but protection against serious diseases. Heart attacks, strokes, and hypertension. Leonid knew that vascular accidents most often occur in the morning. After sleep, the blood is thickened, the stomach is empty, and many people immediately drink coffee. Caffeine speeds up the pulse and increases blood pressure, creating a load on the body at a vulnerable moment. The stomach is irritated, and water in the body plays a key role. It is this lack that can trigger various problems. One elderly man who was 72 years old faced unexpected pressure surges and frequent headaches. He drank coffee every morning, believing that it gave him energy. Dr. Boceria recommended replacing coffee with warm water. After just 14 days, the pressure stabilized, and after a month, the headaches completely disappeared. The man could not believe that he had not known about this simple method before. His wife followed his example, also began drinking water after waking up, and noticed a significant improvement in her health. If this advice resonated with you, write the word water in the comments. This way you will show that you have grasped the essence. Subscribe to receive even more simple but important recommendations that will help you live longer and feel better. The second useful habit is morning exercises so that the heart works easily and freely. Leonid Boceria did not run or lift weights. His mornings began with light exercises. A few minutes of movements for the neck, arms, legs, and back awakened the body. The blood began to circulate more actively. The body woke up, and the mind got to work. Knowing that with age, muscles lose elasticity and blood vessels become less mobile, he emphasized the importance of movement in the morning. Lack of exercise is fraught with fatigue, swelling, and tension, which leads to increased blood pressure and heart disease. Even a simple warm-up opens microscopic blood vessels, improves blood circulation, and makes breathing easier. One woman, aged 67, complained of swelling and chronic fatigue. She considered it an inevitable part of age and took medication. Boceria suggested she try 5 minutes of light exercise in the morning, even while sitting in bed. She started with simple movements, turning her head, swinging her arms, and lifting her legs. After just a week, the swelling had significantly decreased. A month later, she already felt a surge of energy. Her daughter, noticing the positive changes, also began to include exercises in her daily routine. Boceria explained, "Warming up is like starting a car engine. There is no need to rush. The main thing is to warm up well." He himself did exercises every day, refusing any excuses. "Movement is not a sport. It is a way to take care of your heart," he repeated. If this idea is close to you, write the word movement in the comments and subscribe so as not to miss the latest recommendations for a more active life. The third useful habit is smiling in front of the mirror to produce hormones of joy. Every morning he would go to the mirror, look at his reflection, and smile. Not because everything was perfect, but because he understood that the body helps the soul. This strange ritual became his salvation. Science confirms that even an artificial smile triggers the brain, which perceives it as happiness and releases endorphins, hormones of joy. They reduce stress, improve mood, and normalize blood pressure. For the heart, this is a great start to the day. Boceria said, "Before helping others, I saved myself from sadness and vanity." A smile became his shield from anxiety. One of his students, a young doctor of 35, constantly felt depressed about his profession. Boceria advised, "Smile at yourself every morning, even if you don't feel like it." A week later, he came and laughed out loud for the first time in a long time, telling how ridiculous he had felt before and how relieved he felt. Colleagues noticed the changes and began to adopt this habit. If you want to try it, write the word SMILE in the comments and subscribe. Your support gives us the strength to share useful knowledge with you. Habits bring pleasure and strengthen health. Fourth, the right breakfast as a guarantee of a good day. Leonid Boceria never left home hungry. For him, breakfast was not just a meal, but the basis of health. He said, "If you want your heart to serve you for a long time, feed it in the morning." At the same time, feeding does not mean overloading the body. Oatmeal, eggs, a little olive oil, and fresh fruit are the ideal set. Oatmeal gives energy without sharp jumps in sugar. Eggs maintain muscle tone, including the heart muscle. Oil helps to normalize hormonal levels. Fruits provide the body with vitamins. He warned that coffee on an empty stomach harms blood vessels, and buns or bars are sweets that take away strength. One of his colleagues, a cardiologist at the age of 55, complained of a loss of strength and fluctuations in blood pressure. Boceria asked, "What do you eat in the morning?" The answer was simple: coffee and a bun. He recommended replacing them with oatmeal with apple and egg. After 2 weeks, the colleague felt a surge of energy and his blood pressure stabilized. His wife, inspired by the results, began to cook such food for the whole family. If this resonates with you, write in the comments, like, and subscribe to learn more about simple ways to maintain health and longevity. The fifth habit is breathing exercises for inner peace. In addition to water, morning exercises, and breakfast, Leonid Boceria practiced another important habit: to devote 3 minutes every morning to deep breathing. A slow inhale through the nose, hold for a couple of seconds, and smoothly exhale help to saturate the blood with oxygen, relax, and reduce the load on the heart. He said, "Breathing is the connection between the body and the soul, an important tool for maintaining balance and health." Such a simple and quick ritual helps to start the day with a clear head and peace of mind. A woman in her 60s suffered from constant anxiety and heart palpitations. Medications provided temporary relief but did not address the root cause. Boceria taught her a simple breathing technique. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 2, then exhale slowly for a count of 6. After just 7 days, she noticed that she began to feel much calmer and her heart rate stabilized. Her granddaughter, who was a student, tried this method before exams and was amazed at how easily she managed to cope with anxiety. This exercise can even be done while lying in bed if movement is limited. Try it right now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. If the technique appeals to you, write the word breathing in the comments and subscribe to learn even more useful information. Boceria did not support strict diets, but he did exclude 2 products from his diet, which he called silent enemies of health. These are fried meat and large quantities of butter. According to him, fried meat contains oxidized fats, which make the blood thick, contribute to the formation of plaques, and burden the liver. Excessive consumption of butter leads to accumulation of saturated fats, which are absorbed worse with age and cause inflammation and heaviness in the body. His colleague, a 60-year-old surgeon who loved fried pork and said, "I can't live without meat," suffered a stroke in 1961. Later, he confessed to Leonid, "If only I had listened to you earlier." The simple replacement was to eat baked fish, chicken, nuts, and a little olive oil. After just a month, tests showed an improvement in his condition, and his son, noticing the changes, also gave up fried foods. If this story sounds familiar to you, write the word STOP in the comments and subscribe to start your own changes. It is really worth following these tips. They will help you change your life for the better. A simple golden habit will help protect your heart and live with joy. Spend 30 minutes walking every day. Dr. Boceria has said more than once, "Walking is your heart's best friend." No exercise machine can replace 30 minutes of movement every day. During a walk, the leg muscles work actively, promoting blood flow to the heart, improving blood circulation, and normalizing blood pressure. The brain is filled with oxygen, and the heart needs a steady rhythm, not stress, said another cardiac surgeon, Ellsworth Wareham, who lived to be 104 years old, considering walks the key to health and longevity. One of Dr. Boceria's patients, a 70-year-old man, was initially embarrassed to go outside for fear of his neighbor's judgment, but the doctor insisted, "Walk for yourself, not for them." Within a month, his shortness of breath was gone, and after 3, walking had become an integral part of his life. Seeing his new energy, his neighbors began going outside too. If your mobility is limited, you can walk around the room or even march in place. Comment below with the word walking if you want to start, and subscribe to learn how simple habits can extend your life. Dr. Boceria also claimed that emotions are medicine, and stress is much more dangerous than unhealthy food. There is no point in dieting if there is anxiety inside. He began his days with silence, a smile and interest, read books, watched comedies, talked with loved ones. All this brought peace, in which the heart could recover. One man, having retired, lost interest in life. 6 months later, high blood pressure, insomnia, and chest pain appeared. Then the doctor advised him to find what brings joy. The man took up growing flowers, and his health was restored. His grandson, inspired by his grandfather, began to help him, and their garden turned into a place of happiness for the whole family. Boredom destroys, but interest heals, the doctor said. Think about it. Share in the comments what brings you joy, and be sure to subscribe to learn how to protect your heart from stress. There is no need to change everything drastically from the very morning. Start with something simple. Drink a cup of warm water, do a light warm-up for about 5 minutes, smile at your reflection in the mirror and spend 3 minutes on breathing exercises. A light breakfast and a walk will also be a great start to the day. When choosing such habits, do not strive for eternal youth, but rather focus on the quality of life, without pain, medications, and constant visits to the doctor. Leonid always said, "Take care of your heart not only for yourself, but also for those who love you." Every day is a gift, and if you have read this far, you are ready to take the first step. Let tomorrow morning begin with paying attention to yourself and your heart. Give it what it needs: movement, proper nutrition, warmth, and joy. Even at 60, 70, or 90 years old, you can live a full and happy life, feeling lightness and harmony. Write yes in the comments if you are determined to take care of your health, and subscribe to share this important knowledge with your loved ones. Tell us your story. We read every word you say, and together we create an atmosphere of support, kindness, and understanding. See you soon in the next videos. Stay with us.